First off, amazing weekend. The Indy cars and Xfinity cars on Saturday on the same day. It was great racing, but we also saw a really nice double-digit percentage bump on both the IndyCar and the Xfinity Series viewership. Listen, I know that there's not a lot of sports on. I know that. I know that people are going to say, look, that was all that was on TV. Well, it was July 4th weekend.
Yes.
People are out there, doing what they want to do on July 4th, Saturday,
Amen.
Sunday, hanging out with their friends. We have had a steady from Fox. We have a 8% improvement on ratings since the return from the COVID break. All right, so if that's the consistent 8% improvement, then I would say the numbers from Saturday, which were in the teens and 20s for Xfinity and IndyCar, were an even better number than we could have expected. All right, so I was really pleased with that, and the reason mainly for me that that's great is because I want more double headers. They may more than likely be double headers with the Cup Series instead of the Xfinity Series, but as an Xfinity Series owner, I mean, we will take those numbers every day, happy as we can be. We have needed some good news to take to our partners, our supporters, our sponsors in our series. That's incredible news. So we, that's a great number for us. Awesome number for IndyCar. Having spent a little bit of time over the last year and a half around that series and in and around those drivers in that series are as aware of the importance of getting eyeballs and awareness to the series as the industry and the series are. The president, the people that work in IndyCar, the drivers are in lockstep.
Mm-hmm.
That's unusual. And when you talk to them, the drivers are all saying, what can I do? Where can I be? How can I help? What can I do? They're doing all the media. They don't turn anything down. They're physically going to places to promote their series and promote their schedule during race weekends when we're not in COVID is quite ridiculous with the responsibilities that the IndyCar drivers have. I watched it and I've been very impressed with it. They got to love that number that they saw as far as viewership for the network. So they're going to want the doubleheader again. All right, so that was a win for everybody. Hopefully, we're going to see that more, even this year. I don't know what the schedules are. I don't know what everybody else has got on their plate. I don't know what IndyCar's plans are. NASCAR's plans are certainly fluid, but with the states changing, what they're doing, what they're allowing,
right?
As far as our sporting events, we can't really set a schedule. So anyhow. That was very positive, and I think that certainly bodes well for us to see more doubleheader events next year and beyond. It's sort of broken the glass and made it really a cool thing to talk about amongst the series. The one hurdle in the past was maybe a bit of ego. Mm-hmm. Who was going to be the headliner? Who's going to go first? Who's going to go second?
We talked about this last week.
We did, yeah. And now we've sort of broken the glass to know for sure that there's a huge gain for the series of IndyCar and NASCAR to do it, and you can't turn that down. You can't turn down that opportunity. Okay, now let's get to Sunday. Sunday,
you want to talk about a ratings increase?
Yeah. Holy moly! All right, so I'm riding down the road with my wife, and the ratings hadn't come out yet. And as a broadcaster in the booth, I look for those numbers as soon as they're available. I'm calling my boss. I'm calling other folks at NBC to see if they have information on how we did. I've done that since I started working there. I'm eager to know whether.
That's interesting. Yeah, I didn't even know that about you.
Yeah, I'm eager to know whether we're improving. What's the trend? I do that with our own TV show as well during the weeks when the Dale Jr. Download airs on NBCSN. Hey, how'd we do? Were we the best? I want to be the best, right?
Yeah.
I want to win.
Yeah.
This is how I win outside the race car, is by ratings or succeeding with our viewers, creating something people love. So I told Amy driving down the road, I said, hey, Fox has been flat at about 8% above last year on average.
Which is good.
Yeah, it's a good number. Anything good is good.
Yeah.
We've been trending down for years. Things have kind of been going upward, but very slightly. So we have to be measured about our expectations. And I told Amy, I said, man, if it's flat, I'll be so happy. If it's up 5, that'll be amazing.
Yeah.
It was July 4th weekend. People are out doing. She said, maybe on Sunday everybody was hungover, had nothing better to do than watch the race. But that was her. That was her wit.
No, it was totally. I get it too. But there's a valid point in that. Typically, holidays, any type of content or entertainment goes down because holidays people are out. They're not in front of the TV.
Sure. Yeah. And I know that I've read the response to the ratings. I know that we are the only sport. I understand that. But seriously, we have been the only sport, and our trend has been 8%. All right? So having been the only sport to come back, for the most part, there's been a few others, we've improved 8%. All right? So with that information, you got to acknowledge that 46% bump over Indy's race last year, and if you want to compare it to Daytona in July, which that's what I would do, I would compare it to the Daytona race in July on the same weekend.
Yes.
Is up 30+%.
Wow.
With a rain delay.
Yeah.
Which is also
I believe that the Daytona race also might have had one. I can't remember.
Of course. I think that last 5 in a row have. But yeah,
we had a lightning delay.
A weather delay, whatever it was. Right.
And also we were on the big network, which really helps, but so was Daytona, I'm sure.
Yes. It was.
It's an incredible number. I promise you, man, with all my heart, I was hoping to be flat, hoping to be plus 5%. Would have been a really killer deal.
You set the ball low and
I was being realistic.
Yeah.
To be quite honest with you, so 30+% over July's Daytona, I would have lost that bet every time.
Everybody
never took it.
If you're being honest, was there an underlying anxiety of going down from Fox's 8% increase? Like, does NBC?
There always is some competition there.
No, not even competition. But I'm just saying, like, when you get the torch, you don't want to be the one that loses the lead.
Yeah.
Right. And so NBC's taking their first race of the year off after all of these crazy times.
Yeah.
What if they go back down and it's flat, not to 8%, but 0?
Well, how do you feel if
that would be awful?
That would.
Yeah.
There's all those little anxieties. That people probably would think are silly, but I mean, if you're a competitive person, I don't care what your job is, you're going to make it a competition. You're going to find something to motivate yourself.
If it matters to you,
numbers,
absolutely.
Yeah, the stats, the numbers, it matters. Yeah, it does. You find those things that sort of drive you to try your best. It goes back to Fox this weekend. That'll be interesting to see how the numbers do as we go race this weekend in Kentucky. It'll be on Fox, so sort of a passing of the torch back and forth here, and then finally after the All-Star race, which will be on Fox as well in Bristol next Wednesday, incredible event. I can't wait to see it.
I can't either.
That number is going to be a nice one. We get it back at Texas for NBC
for the rest of the year.
Yeah, for the rest of the year. And I'll be honest with you, man. There's been a lot of great support back and forth between NBC and Fox. That's one of the things that I think people, maybe they know about it, maybe they don't, but NBC pulls for Fox to do well.
Absolutely.
All right, because if their numbers are great, basically it's like a relay race.
Mm-hmm.
We're both on the same team, and we're going to pass that baton mid-race. So we need them to have a great run. All right, so when they pass the baton to us, we can continue that trend. And so, I think the pressure really, and this is a compliment, the pressure's really on Fox. They start the season. They have to create the storylines. So
momentum.
Yeah, they create the momentum. They have a pretty challenging situation being the first to go in the relay race.
Yeah.
And we kind of get to see the lay of the land and the storylines, and we get the baton with basically the picture painted in front of us. They start with a blank canvas. It's a very interesting thing. Anyhow, I want to also say I didn't know how much I needed to get back in that booth. and I don't know if this will make sense, but man, being stuck at home, not working, not doing anything, it's been great to be with my family, be with my wife, and spend more time with Isla. But to be honest with you, man, it was I was losing. I don't know. I was losing part of myself. I didn't even realize it, and so when I got back into the booth, I was like, man, I really do need this purpose, right? I really do need this job. This I need to be part of a. I need that for myself to be part of a team, part of a puzzle, part of a working mechanical thing that produces something, right? That develops something. And I've always had that. I've always had that as a race car driver, part of a race team, part of my dad's company, part of HMS, being a piece, a piece on the chessboard, right? And I've always wondered if I need that now. Do I need that? Do I need to keep working? Should I just not work and just be with my family and just spend the rest of my life just being a dad? And right now the answer is absolutely not. I had a little break, being that Fox has the race season, and you really doing a lot of self-reflection, sitting at home, buckled down with your family throughout all this. And I was wondering, I was like, what am I doing? What do I need to be doing? Am I doing what I should be doing? And, through this weekend, it was a very, awakening sort of, obvious, experience as I was in the booth that this really makes me happy. This really gives me, purpose. Everybody needs that in their life. For sure, whether it is being a father, nothing wrong with that. If you want to be a 24/7 father,
everybody needs a little balance in their life.
For sure. My goodness, man, I had no idea. I don't know why I don't know why I need to tell you that, but I had no. It was a really big revelation in the booth this weekend for me personally.
It makes sense.
And so,
and I want to ask you more questions about that. But
sure.
One thing it does remind me is that before COVID, if you would have taken a poll out, everybody in the room, like, who enjoys going to the office every day and sitting there from, 9 to 5 or 8 to 5, whatever it is our hours are. And, everybody would be like, no, I'd love to not be in the office. But after 2 months of being at home, boy, we couldn't wait to get back to the office. We couldn't wait. Show me an office.
Yeah.
Show me work. And it's a good reminder, and I think you went through the same experience, is that, you know what? I mean, when you love what you do, and this is a good tell, is when you love what you do, you can't wait to get back to it. And you found that out this weekend.